Diamond perfect cut. In economic theory, the conclusions are sometimes less interesting than the routes by which they are reached. Piero Sraffa. Following the lead of Alfred Marshall, marginalists discarded the concept of utility and made up their hypotheses to rationalize the discrepancy or the reason why the price of diamonds is higher than that of water. English marginalist interpretations have since become an integral part of the mainstream's economic theory. Today, enterprise successes are fundamentally based on the participation or engagement of agents in the form of labor, concepts, or dough. 21st century enterprises creators and conductors ingenuously avoid the patent and startup fund trap that made past geniuses go to the grave penniless. While it is difficult not to give credit to the profiteers and the Bolsheviks for pulling humanity from the Dark Ages, most observers can clearly recognize that their insatiability and guts have made the commerce and trade pie, the class of the working poor, criminal financial schemes, and social conflicts bigger. A diamond is highly resistant to cutting unless you hit it at the right angle. In the old days, all gem cutters had was their instincts when scratching diamonds in the rough for their splendor. Unbeknownst to most of them, an exceptional optical symmetry within a diamond made by contrasting patterns, the scintillation, is necessary to produce a virtual balance of brilliance and dispersion. The correct combination of windows and mirrors turns a diamond from an unpretentious rock into the envy of the world. At the beginning of the 20th century, Marcel Tolkowsky figured out the specific number and arrangement of facets to construct the perfect system of interfaces and redirects, the ideal cut. There is no tribute given to the unwritten rule of Henry Morse, who got it right 40 years earlier. It was purely a hit-and-miss affair. Graphs can summarize much information into one picture. In what I consider my magnum opus, Castaway. For these reasons, I added graphs at the end of the book to convey essential information about the concept of ethosism in less space. Many readers did not find my decision fair. I did not set up scenarios in order for readers to be disoriented. It all boils down to the parallel between price-setting processes for goods and services and the secret of a diamond's brilliance. Capitalism is the combination of the best of windows and the worst of mirrors. Communism, socialism, and anarchism are the best combination of best mirrors and worst windows. Alternatives have held some combinations of every flaw, or an aggregation of confusions, and an authoritarian regime messes up its national commerce and trade scintillation. I start a picture and I finish it. Jean-Michel Basquiat. Windows. Revenue-led enterprises consist of making an object in its most simplistic form. These are activities that lead to an output. Revenue is derived from a just price, or the cost of extracting and/or modifying one or more items with the active engagement of laborers, with either passive or active engagement of moneyers, and either the passive or active engagement of landowners to bring either passive or active ideas to life. All the engaged parties' recompense should be a percentage of the revenue. Mirrors. Surplus-led enterprises evolve around creative strategies for the selling of an object or service, or the maintenance or delivery of an object or service. A surplus is derived from a fluctuant market price, bouncing from the just price up to the natural price, of auctioning off one or more outputs without altering the substance with the active participation of laborers, and with either passive or active participation of moneyers, and either passive or active participation of landowners to meet either passive or active conductors' targets. All the participating parties' recompense should be a percentage of the surplus. Scintillations. Public services and charities generate a fund, for example taxes, or donations, for example charity, directly from the active involvement of laborers and the passive or active participation of curators to bring one or more either passive or active societies' initiatives to life. The aim in the public sector is not to generate a surplus for any party involved in this enterprise, but rather for the general public's welfare programs. Hence, all the parties involved recompense should be a fixed salary. Antitrust laws should restrict enterprise activities to either revenue-based, profit-based, or non-profit-based. Whether you see me as an affront to the marginalists or a testament to the political economy's classical pensées positives, vitality says more about you than it does about my sanity.